Alright, so we are on our way to Best Buy to pick up the Nintendo Switch OLED, and we're going to take you with me to go ahead and pick that up. We're going to do an unboxing, play a game or two, and explain why this console was important for me to get. This is my first ever day one console pickup, so let's do it. All right, so we finally secured the Switch OLED. We have it, and I never did get the case for it, the traveling case, so I actually had to go around to 3 stores. Best Buy didn't have it. GameStop, of course, didn't have it. But Target, which usually comes in clutch, actually had the case, so we have the case too. So we're gonna get home, unbox it, try out some games, and explain why this console was important to get. All right, so we got the Switch OLED here. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I don't want to be another one of those YouTube videos where you just unbox the video and say the cliche, same old stuff. I mean, of course, some of that will be in this video. But let's just jump into the unboxing for now. I am here to be amazed. Again, stay to the end of the video because we're going to be detailing on why this video is important for me and why getting the Switch OLED might be a good decision for you. And wow, we've got our first here. I can already just see the difference here in the screen. It's not even on. I can see clear as day the difference here. And wow. All right, so let's get these Joy-Cons. So we got the white Joy-Cons here, which, by the way, I don't know if people like the white decision or not, but when I saw the white, I immediately thought sleek, modern, just an overall good choice. Like, come on, beautiful choice. I don't know if there's a better decision to be made. I mean, you know, there's so many colors out there anyways. They already did the black. They got the traditional red and blue, which I love too. But we've got the white. We've got the white OLED here. Man, wow. Now, one of the things that I actually kind of came across today is apparently there is a protective kind of covering over the Switch OLED already, and I guess Nintendo advised not to take it off. To be frank, I don't even know how to take it off. I don't see kind of an easy way to even locate this protective case, so either way, I'm glad they have a protective covering shield over the screen. All right, so we just got the cardboard here. Of course, another HDMI. Can't use too many of those. Well, maybe you can. I already have so many. Of course, we got the charger. Looks fairly the same. That's good, I guess. Yeah, all this stuff is the boring stuff, right? You know, the stuff we already know about. So yeah, you know, we already know about that controller, which I never use. Once you get the Pro controller, you get the Pro controller. Now, these are kind of cool. They kind of have like these stitched in looking, you know, this little strap here, just kind of nice. But yeah, again, I don't ever really use this, so it's not something I'm too excited for. Now, what I am excited for is this dock. Of course, I'm excited for the dock because, of course, it's white. Finally, something different. Of course, you got the Animal Crossing dock and a few other special editions, but we've got this nice, sleek dock here. I mean, come on. So let's go ahead and take this off here, which is surprising that it can actually come off. You have the AC adapter, HDMI out, and of course the LAN cable, which I never will probably use. Kind of interesting that this does come off. And yeah, let's see how easy it is to put back on. Yeah, fairly simple, which, yeah, that's kind of nice. How does it look though? How does this look inside of the dock? Let's get that. Oh man. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, just the pure white. I mean, if you know, my game room is nothing but white furniture, white double monitors, just white. And I love white. I love white consoles. I hope to get more white consoles, and this is just the start because, man, I love it. It's good. Now, the question is not just the looks as it is, but it's got the OLED screen. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this bad boy looks like with 2 games. And I'm going to pick out 2 games with intentionality. Let's do it. All right, so I actually had to grab my other Switch because we're going to have to do some data transferring, of course. But let's just go ahead and boot up this console. Wow. Yeah, that's different. I really love that opening, kind of just boom, this is the Switch OLED, kind of just letting you know. All right, so we are good to go on the data transferring now. Of course, the first thing we're gonna have to do, other than turn up the brightness, of course, is absolutely changing our theme to black. If you are a white themed person, I've got no comments for you. We're going to move on here. Screen brightness. Got to turn it all the way up. We're going to go ahead and choose 2 games here. And I've picked, for this video, Xenoblade Chronicles and Super Smash Bros. Honestly, I kind of felt like these were kind of good choices and choices that typically probably wouldn't get picked. I know I've seen a lot of Mario Kart 8s. I've seen... You know, I'm sure Zelda is going to be picked a lot, and that is a good one, and I'm sure someone's going to pick Smash, but I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles recently, and I think that might be a good showcase for the Switch for my video. Again, I want to make it unique to me, so let's jump into Xenoblade. So again, with any game you're going to put in this console, it's going to look pretty bright, it's going to look vibrant, it's going to look good. And I just finished Xenoblade Chronicles, the main story, and I just, literally a few days ago, just beat this expansion pack of Future Connected, and I kind of regret beating it so early before the Switch OLED, and now I say that, but there's plenty of games for me to check out that is just going to look phenomenal on this console. I mean, I'm going to be playing Persona 5 Strikers, is literally the next game I'm going to be playing. It's going to look pretty cool. Just being able to play Persona on a Switch console, that's going to be honestly pretty great. Of course, we're about to check out Super Smash Bros. As well, and then Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, there's just so many games out there that I'll probably go back to or that I'll probably play and just enjoy my time with. I mean, man, gosh, I really do wish I had the opportunity to play for the first time Xenoblade Chronicles on the OLED, but guess what? I have not played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 yet, so that will definitely be played on this OLED console. Game looks great. Let's move on to Super Smash Bros. But so far, yeah, pretty bright so far, of course. I'm curious how the maps are going to look, more importantly. Let's go random. Go random. Yeah, that's nice. And I never play in tabletop mode, to be honest with you. And so I think the bigger screen and the stand, if it ever comes to that point, I think will actually be a better situation for me to actually play tabletop. But we'll see. We'll see. Man, it's been so long. I am not good, but I do enjoy Smash Bros. Mainly because of how many basically franchises it has really put me onto, and I've grown to learn about, like a Kid Icarus, like a Fire Emblem, like a Xenoblade, all of these things. So yeah, these colors are great. These colors are great. Let's jump over to why I think the Switch was really important for me. There's 2 big reasons, and why the Switch OLED specifically might be an important choice for you as well. Alright, so my Switch collection has actually grown quite big over the years, as you can see behind me. And I actually have one full shelf row completed in just Switch games as a collection, and I've grown to love the Switch, and the library for the Switch is pretty phenomenal if we're being honest with you. And so I am pleased that the Switch OLED is my first ever day one console pickup. Now, it wasn't the original Switch, but it is the Switch OLED, and there's a few reasons why this is a special purchase for me and an important one. The first one I already mentioned, right? It's the first ever day one pickup that I've done. So I've never, stood out in a line before. I've never picked up a console the day that it was launched, except for this one. So it does bring a special moment. Years from now, I'm gonna look back at this time and be like, man, I picked up that console day one, and it might, change the trajectory of actually picking up Nintendo consoles day one. Probably not gonna do it with Sony consoles, and definitely not Xbox consoles, but when it comes to the Nintendo consoles, I'm a Nintendo fan at heart, so of course I'm going to try to do that. Now, the other reason why it was important for me to actually pick up the Switch OLED is because I started out with the original Switch. I started out with this original Switch console. It's not even the version 2 with the better battery life. It was time for me to upgrade, and honestly, I know I'm not the only one out there. There are probably tons of other people out there with the original Switch, and for the most part, I could have gone another 5-10 years with just this thing, right? I'm still playing a GameCube, I'm still playing Nintendo 64 and these older consoles. I would be fine, right? I'd be fine with this original console. It's done me well. But there are so many other reasons why it was such a good idea to upgrade. Number one being the obvious, like we kind of just mentioned, with the version 2 Switch, there is better battery life. This doesn't have the better battery life. This one, again, is the version 1. So I play on this thing a lot, especially I take it to work and play on my break, and I don't really charge it a whole lot until I have to. And the battery, over the years has depleted, and so it doesn't hold a charge as much as I would like. I know one of the biggest differences with the Switch OLED I'm going to see probably right off the bat is I'm not going to have to charge it a whole lot, or of course not as much as this one. So I'm very, very pleased with that. Now, of course, the other explanation is the bigger screen. I mean, who doesn't want a bigger screen? Who doesn't want a brighter, more vibrant screen? And so that alone is going to be very, very kind of neat and a luxury and kind of just a privilege to be able to play. Now, I know for some people, they don't play handheld a whole lot. And, if you don't play handheld, I can understand why you're not going to pick this console up. But me, personally, I take my Switch with me every single day to work. I play 30 minutes to sometimes an hour on my break, and I get a lot of gaming done at work. And so when I take it with me, I obviously play handheld in my car on my break and enjoy that kind of alone time away from work. And battery depletes a lot. And not only that, I play handheld, so I want a bigger screen. I want a more vibrant screen because, again, I'm usually in my car, so the sun in Florida hits it pretty hard. And so the screen and the sun with a bigger and more vibrant, brighter screen, that's just going to help out a little bit more. And of course, like I just said, I play in my car, so the audio, quite frankly, was a bit hard to hear. It's not like I couldn't hear it at all, but I know with the enhanced audio for this one, I'm going to have that much more of an enjoyable time in my car. So those were just a few reasons why it was kind of important for me to pick up this OLED. And I have another one that many kind of overlooked, and that was really the internal storage. I've never bought an SD card. I am working on 32 gigabytes of storage in this console, and it's almost gone. As you can see here, I only have about 2 gigabytes of memory left. I recently downloaded Bayonetta 1, and that took up a lot of my memory. I play mostly all of my games physical cartridge, so I don't really have issues with downloading games because I never buy them digitally and with storage. But I've got a lot of games on here, and I've got a lot more games to play. So upgrading this internal storage to 64 gigabytes was actually kind of perfect timing for me, honestly. If I didn't get the Switch OLED now, I would actually have to go out and buy an external SD card to really kind of make some room for more games that I'll be playing. So that alone was just a nice deal. Now, some would say, just go out and buy an SD card. Well, I don't have to now that I got the Switch OLED. So overall, I am very pleased with this Switch OLED. I mean, the design alone, right? You know, if they were to just come out with these white Joy-Cons by themselves and that's it, no Switch OLED, I'd be getting the white Joy-Cons because, you know, and the dock for that matter, right? The dock and the Joy-Cons going together just looks so good. And to be honest, that's why I got the Switch OLED. That is why the Switch OLED is kind of special to me and important to me, and that might also be the same for you. The Switch really kind of resurrected a real desire for Nintendo and Nintendo games and to really jump back in to gaming. And so the Switch alone is kind of a special console to me. And so getting the Switch OLED day one, you know, is just a special moment. And I know a lot of people, the Switch is kind of a resurrection of gaming, a resurrection of loving Nintendo and their games. And so comment below if you got the Switch OLED. Comment below if kind of the Switch was also kind of that resurrecting factor of really getting into gaming again and maybe even retro gaming like me as well. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and you'll be seeing more Nintendo Switch content from me for sure. Thanks.